Divine-gpms.world is a worldwide cumulative gathering of consents for every child, woman and man to ratify and enact into law worldwide the all-inclusive replacement system of money and law worldwide, as outlined on the consenting website of Divine-gpms.world. It is imperative that all worldwide take a couple of minutes and consent to add your accord, children included.
Greetings to everyone. We are on Open Public Worldwide Divine-gpms.world on July 13, 2025. And we have with us guardians and representatives from all over the world, and also the founder of gpms.org and divine-gpms.org, Rick Jewers, that is living in Romania. Hi, Rick. It's so beautiful that you are in full nature there. It's great. It's amazing. I'm also doing my traveling in the full nature here, and I feel so good. And I saw something on your presentation on the Facebook that the flooding and everything will continue. Please, can you share with us more about the ascension and the intent of God and everything that is happening at this time, because we are in divine times, and this is important message for everyone. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you. So we are in the time of ascension, and again, let's say most of the human souls make it through, but let's say it's not a definite number, because one reason it depends. And when I say ascension, when I say not all souls may make it through, what I mean, not by taking your physical vessel with you, that some will go through the death process, if you will, and will be readjusted and realigned with the higher dimensional reality. Again, upon Earth, there is about 8 billion humanoids, but only out of those 8 billion, there are 6 billion actual souls. The other 2 billion are constructs of the darkness and a big dark army that the darkness was creating with their agenda and their plan to take over Earth, if you will. However, the omnipotency of God know that that plan does not work. The 6 billion souls are taken care of by the grace, the mercy, and the compassion of God. So the darkness, if you will attempt to make you think that they're in control and they are all powerful. But remember, the darkness, the evil, it lies. That's what it is. So it tries to create these illusions and trickery, but nevertheless, none of that works. However, in these very confusing, ridiculous, tumultuous times, it's important for all just to keep your focus straight on your connection with Mother, Father, God, your ascension, and going into the new world. Don't be distracted by any of the fear paradigms or false narratives that generate fear, animosity, aggression, and what have you. Having said this, the Antichrist is becoming more known to everyone on Earth at this time. So there are events and things that are setting up, but the beauty of it is that you have actually two facets of darkness, which are the draconians, and they are beginning to come into conflict together, which results them annihilating each other as well. And this is why all of this foolishness with the political arena, the capitalistic system, which is the beast system, all of the trading, the financial markets, it's all part of the beast system. We don't put any focus on that. Our direction and our divine job is to create the new reality. And to do that, we're in phase one, gathering all of those that are ready to join in creating this new reality. And this new reality we're creating, it's that simple that you can just snap your fingers if we had the majority vote today and it would be created. So, having said this, there's with the ascension as well, you have many levels of consciousness, you have many different beliefs. But again, what is prevalent through belief systems is the core values and morality to do the right thing. And more importantly, the belief in God, which is the direction. And so, what we are doing is bringing all together, no matter what their race or creed, what their belief is, what color skin they have, they're all children of God, to bring all together with the one common goal, the belief in God, and to do what is right to create this joyous world. And with this, again, one of the biggest deceptions of the darkness is that they are the only ones that can create money, and that money needs to have an asset backing like gold or an extrinsic backing. And that is an absolute lie. That is not truth. Money would not exist if all of you were not here, which means you are the creator of value itself. And what this also means, it would be silly for anyone to let someone else create a restricted value when your value is inside. And when it's connected with morality, you know that no one should be suffering on earth because of the way money is currently used and laws. So, with this morality connected to your unlimited intrinsic value, instantly, this is how we create money on earth. But you need the majority to consent to do it, because once you have the majority to do this, then you are in the free, abundant world. But if you don't have the majority supporting the new world, then it means you have the majority still supporting the savage world. And that, with the majority still supporting, as we have at this time, the savage world, it keeps it intact. There is no escape from it. But the thing is, everyone in this world of hell right now needs to know that they got the choice. You can choose the heaven. And that's what this is. By ratifying, putting your actual physical consent onto this, you are actually bringing heaven into the physical manifest for all to enjoy. And again, it's not that difficult. Everyone knows that a majority rules. And once we have the majority wanting and voting for this new world, it happens. Nothing stops it. However, ones need to stop supporting the capitalistic world. Yes, each one needs to survive, but you only do what you honestly need to survive in this transitory period between hell, what you have now, and the heaven on earth that we are creating. So it's there's a lot, a very lot involved in this. Ones can complicate it, or you can keep it simple, as we say. Keep your sights on the heaven on earth. Get your vote in on gpms.world through your consent. Your children, get them in. And the quicker we get the majority, the quicker this foolish confusion is all over. And the fires, the floods, the natural disasters are going to continue until we have a balance. So right now you have the majority still supporting the beast system. We have very few yet supporting the heaven on earth. You have a huge imbalance with this, and this is causing a lot of stress, a lot of uh, a lot of stress down in here, and stress is energy. When you have fear energy, when people have no direction, nowhere to go, there is stress energy which is created. But these human souls are also part of the Gaia of Earth, which is also energy and has an energetic field. So when you have the majority in dismay and fear and worry, then that gets generated into Earth herself and amplifies these storms and what have you. And however, also there is the wrath of God. And what I will say is the U.S. is the last domino to fall, and it's getting hit harder and harder by the wrath of God now as well. And it will continue. The U.S. was the last stronghold of the beast system, and divinely, it is in whatever ways it's taken out from where it's at now, however that occurs. And if anyone really wants to look at, let's say, through the ages with it, you can readily identify the great harm that the U.S., let's say the government of the U.S., there's many beautiful people in the U.S., perhaps the majority. The people are per se not the big problem. It is the U.S. government with the UK government. These were all part of the beast system that is being dismantled. And the people in the US need to make a choice and come to this realization now. And it's inevitable that they do. The wrath of God and the wrath that ones create upon themselves does not stop until the divine choice is made to do what is morally right. There is to be no nation, one nation greater than any other nation upon earth. It's for everyone to be equal. There is to be no bully, no warmongering. There is to be no rules of war and there is to be no law and rules of war because there is not supposed to be any war. And GPMS eliminates war. It eliminates everything that anyone was ever fighting for or about as well. So everyone needs to come to their senses worldwide and get aligned with this. And yes, it's a complicated mess. In every country, every religion, you have the good ones, but in that same religion, you have these bad apples that have been put in by the darkness to infiltrate and distort the belief systems. And the darkness, in their grand deception, what they will do, let's say in the Islam, in the Muslim religion, the faith, with this, you have many great brothers and sisters, and believe me, I have met them and I know them. These are the good ones that are in their heart, their trust and devotion to God. But in that same Islam faith, you have bad ones that were put in there. They're actual evil. And it's these ones that are used at times to cause uh, the deception that that faith, Islam faith, is bad. That's not what's occurring at all. The darkness has infiltrated all beliefs, all faiths, and put their own disturbers in there, if you will, to keep conflict between religions and faiths. So it's all part of the stage to keep people fighting against each other's beliefs and to keep them separated, because then they're easier to control. So it's important for everyone to know that the children of God on earth come from all religions, all faiths, all creeds, and all races. I'll stop there.
Yeah, there is a very important point that you also told us on your Facebook. It is practically about the enslavement of the masculinity, because practically the male was forced by the system to try to cover all the expenses of the family in general, or to support in a bigger part the family with the expenses, and practically to cover the expenses of all the family and other kind of problem and everything. And at the same time, it is at the same time the enslavement of the feminine side, because the feminine was not able to get the uh, financial liberty practically to provide enough also for herself. Then at the same time, practically they enslave the couple. And too many discussion are presented, uh, through the family court, because we saw also the Nia case, but the Nia case is about human trafficking. But practically, many discussion come in the family court via the, because of the money, because are never enough, and the family cannot live and everything. And after that, they are trapped in another trap, that it is the family court there when they try to divorce or something like that. So they love each other, they come together, and after that, they cannot support their life, because this is the enslavement of the man and the woman. So, and this affects also all the family and the children and everything around. So practically, to get this freedom and to have finally what we need, it's to come with divine-gpms.world. Then from there, everything starts. Because the child, I'm speaking a little bit about the benefits of divine-gpms.world, because the child will have all the time their money. The children will have that. So the woman will have, the man will have an equal part. So there will be not a problem, and especially enough. And what will happen? Nobody will say, I cannot work on this industry, I cannot work on that industry, because they are not clean and they are not working for the people. So every job that will be related to what is called today as economy will be a good job that favor the community, the worldwide community, favor the people, will be on the interest of the people. So we need to start that, because I'm living also in Alberta, and there are no jobs, there is no support. A lot of people living still in rent despite their age, like 65 years old. And mother, father cannot feed the child, and is given to the grandparents or people living with invalidity, not able to pay their rent and everything, having problem because of everything that happened with the injection and what was happening with all the big pharma and everything. So practically, many are already in the hospital. They are losing their bodies, exactly as you explained before. And children trying to support parents and vice versa, and they are not able anymore. So it's like I started to see that everywhere, and it's happening. And also, I had my son from the United States for only 24 hours, and inside of the 24 hours, his grandmother from Romania, from another continent, started to feel so bad. Then we had to get back the child to the airport, to the United States, to his father, then the father to fly in the Romania quickly to see her for the last time, probably. So it's so disturbing. We are living in such great times, because those that those that are able to understand we are living in divine times, and we fear less when we know that the soul it's immortal, but the body, for some people, they may lose the body at this time on earth. But how can I say it's at the same time there is a deep understanding of the divine times, but at the same time it's all the time this presentation is like the old system. So it's so hard to see that every day, and for so many people, and when I try to pass the message of the truth, they listen, but immediately after the discussion or something, like they realize they are still on that old system. So it's nothing changing like tomorrow or today for them, and everything continue and continue. This is the reason that the people needs finally to come together with Divine-gpms.world. This is my huge message, to be able to start as quick as possible, as soon as possible, quickly, absolutely enough, to be practically done in weeks. Then from there we start. It's nothing that needs to start us, no project, nothing. This is emergency. I see people that they have no still even idea that they are eating so bad food, but they are still buying and buying through stores like Walmart or something, like still consuming Coca-Cola still. So we need the media to start and get the right information. We have no time, as Trump is doing, and everything that is coming right now from the United States, that they try to clean up also the Walmart and all the big corporation or something. We have no time for that. We need to start directly by the divine law, do no harm, and implementation and everything. Then from there, all the cleanup has to be done, because it's too long time for them what they want to develop through the artificial law in the United States. It will be too long, and practically they started already to speak. If Trump may have another 4 years, we do not need that. We have not 4 years and another 4 years waiting time to clean up only few or some industries or some big corporation or some. So we have to start by the implementation of universal law, do no harm, and this is the true cleanup. So this will clean up at the same time all the industry and all the places and everything, and also the relationship among the people. This is my message from all the heart, and everything that I saw in the last days, and the people that I met and I spoke with. It is incredible. They are harmed. They believe they have no idea how many days they will be living on earth, because it's nothing that it's enough. No shelter, no food, no clean water, no. So it's very, very hard for them. And it's this end times, that is practically the end times of the darkness. Oh my God, how can I say, for these people that suffer every day, it's like a sort of a little bit of their suffering that is putting every day, and they do not deserve that. So they deserve to be on body if possible, and to remain on earth as many as possible. So they pass from this suffering every single day, and I saw that, and I'm keeping on my heart all this suffering, and I do not, I want this suffering to end on the earth, and nothing can end the poverty and the slavery on earth, nothing else than do no harm implementation law. I do not know why it's so hard for the people to understand that, but they need to start to understand that. This is extremely important. Every single artificial is kept by the artificial law. And this is the reason. So we are losing in Alberta. First of all, thank you so much, God, that during the fire session, summertime and everything that is happening all the time in North Alberta, I never met the fire, even that I am in North Alberta right now. But at the same time, other people, they met that and they lost the housing and everything. And practically, how many trees we still need to lose? Just having these trees for us, then practically we can have housing for everyone. Nobody deserves to be homeless. It's such an important message, and they need only 2 minutes to concentrate and to start to consent with Divine-gpms.world, nothing else. And with this organization, what I started to see, some people try to use this darkness organization because the darkness that it is inside of the system, when practically the government is coming after you and everything, trying to have a relation through other darkness organization to practically to put a stop on those that they may come, and they are coming just to try to impose their artificial law and for their protection for their life. Wow, we are so in such divine times. We do not need that. The people just need to liberate from that organization and start to bring their true God on their heart. And from there, the true liberation starts through love and everything. It is incredible to me. So practically, they were forced to have connection inside of the darkness organization, other darkness organization, to counter the government that they may come with the artificial laws after them for their protection. It is incredible. It is incredible what I started to discover. And I said, oh my God, this really exists. So practically they are good ones, but they try to use that for their protection because they have no protection in front of the government, Rick. Imagine that. It is incredible. This is incredible to me. And also forced to enter on this organization. If not, they cannot have the job to the government. Like, for example, the police that they were forced to enter on the Masonry. So this is what I discovered. So I am freedom fighter since 2010, and I still discover things that I never mind this exist. So to be forced to be linked with friends from darkness organization to stop the artificial laws to be imposed over you and practically to get the protection in front of the darkness government. It is incredible to me what I discover. It is incredible. Mm-hmm. So
yeah,
it's
what I wish to say, divinely, just to say this. Anyone watching at this time, you can join the provided link we have in the post, and this is a GPMS public meeting. We are currently representatives and guardians. However, anyone can join to ask some questions with us. What I just did a quick look here, looking at the amount of the population that was estimated in the time of Noah, if you will. So with Noah, there was only 8 humanoids that got on the ark, if you will. However, I was looking at the estimated population at that time of the Great Flood, and there are estimates anywhere from 240 million humans up to 10 trillion, even more than what the population is today. So there are many estimates. And when you look at 10 trillion, you're saying, like, wow, what would justify that? Well, one of the things is in this great time with archaeology and great discoveries at uncovering civilizations that were buried because of the sand and the great floods and all of these other different technologies that does not fit with the past history. But the important thing is what I wish to say. In that time of Noah, there was only 8, and in this time with the great ark, we have over 340,000 on the GPMS arc here at this time. So that's a great advancement from the old time. Now, also, it's given that Prime Creator will not flood the entire earth like one huge flood like that time. However, he also said that there would be floods, storms in these end times, unprecedented floods as well, which you're seeing. But I wish to make it clear that the entire Earth, Gaia, does not become flooded. But what I do say is these increasing floods, these floods, extensive ones, do increase along with fires and the other divinely prescribed things that would occur in this end time. But perhaps more importantly, in this end time, with those physical natural signs, is also the mentality of the humans and the human souls, and also the darkness, meaning that also in this great time that many will curse God. There'll be much confusion out there. There'll be much blasphemy, which you are seeing, and so much animosity and ones attacking others as well. And this was also written to occur. And when you just look at what I said and look at what you are currently seeing, perhaps in your social media, you are seeing all of these crazy things. You're seeing these crazy things, perhaps in your own sidewalk, in your little towns, and what have you. So this is also a very real element of, let's say, one's becoming crazier in this time as well. But it's also been prescribed that it would occur. And also the guidance has been written throughout antiquity to keep neutral, keep balanced, keep connected on your individual ascension, and do not get caught up into these chaotic dramas unless you are distinctly, divinely told to go in to assist someone or to break down something that's been holding others captive as well. Just a quick thing with the post I put out the other day, what Sister Beatrice was referring to, the divine feminine, the feminine are so important in this now. What's occurring is an unprecedented empowerment and divinely timed for the feminine to rise. And part of this in the past, for ones that many feminine, well, I won't say many, but I'll say at least some of these feminine that are to rise more into their leadership roles, what had occurred because of the AI man-made system of laws, you actually will have a feminine just beginning to rise, to blossom into her power. But the circumstance that has occurred is that she was married to a masculine, if you will, and the courts granted her a palimony that the ex or the masculine had to pay for her to support her. Now, it's perfectly fine if the ex that is paying her is doing so from his heart, from a good place, that he wants to support her. That situation is fine energetically. However, the situation that is detrimental to the feminine's power herself is a situation where a masculine was forced to support the feminine, because when he is forced, there is an animosity energy that is coming towards her as well, which creates an enslavement protocol where this feminine will actually be enslaving the masculine as a result with that expectations, but that forcing and demanding him to support her financially. And this is the energetic distortion that ones need to realize once you're ready, divine feminine. If you are in that sort of a case where you have an ex, but he doesn't like to support you, but he's forced to, when you're at this point of knowing more of your own power, that you're able to manifest, that you're introduced to this, that you're able to be independent, then you can sever and set him free of paying you. But importantly, what it does for you energetically, it severs that negative energetic projection upon you as well. And you are uplifted more into your divine empowerment and the universal divine supply flow of what you need, you will be accommodated with. It doesn't mean you're going to have all riches and material things. No, that's not how this works. You have enough to keep you going forward on your divine strengthening and your journey. You don't need all of these material things like a big car and a fancy house and all of this.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah. All right. Thank you.
Yeah. So, but also depending also on how much it's earning the ex, because if there are still money enough, then it's much easier to support. Or if there are money problem, then there is a problem. There is a huge problem. Even that wants to support practically cannot. So, and another situation that I direct the people, if possible, in short time to make GPMS to their full time, but at the same time, if they have not the money to support themselves and they still have the support from family, ex-family, or whatever it is, it's practically not to enslave them. It's just to try to make the new system to happen. So it's by the end it is on the good direction. But this may still produce, as you said, suffering. Yeah.
What I'll add is, another reason why GPMS is the solution for everything. And in this case, once we have the majority vote, and in that world, a feminine or even a masculine, but a feminine is no longer dependent upon the masculine, and in the reverse role, no longer would the masculine be dependent upon the feminine. And also the children are not dependent upon the parents, for the simple reason in this heaven on earth, everyone, the feminine is the generator of her own money, what she needs above comfort. The masculine in the family is also the generator of that. But also, if you have two little children, they are also the generator of their own money and their own value. So you can see what this does. Then it eliminates all of that stress and codependency with the entire family unit, that it's able to function in harmony and uplifting support. And there is no animosity because stress is eradicated that is caused by this beast system.
Yeah, and also GPMS provides housing, organic, big housing and everything. So when the housing is provided and it's high quality, when the food start to be organic and to be found everywhere, the internet, free energy is coming, then the internet is not a problem and everybody can have the free energy and everything. So all these things that will come with GPMS for free and is given, the people who do not feel dependent to nothing. They'll be even not attached to things, because right now we are still, I'm not saying we, but in general, the humanity is still attached to a house or fight for a house or something because they have none and they cannot live on the streets. So this is the reason. And there are could be so many discussion there, but it's very hard to detach when to every material that you have, and practically there is no other option with the system than practically you go to die because you have no material, nothing. But it's much easier to ascend for those that they are still not yet ascended enough to be minimum on the fifth dimension when the material is providing for free, and practically then there will be not necessary to be attached to things around you, to material things, because anyway they exist. And this will be much easier for those that are, I know, for example, on the fourth dimension, to go towards the fifth dimension, because they will be not depending on the material to live. And we are the only species on Earth working practically for money and needed money to live on Earth. So this has to end. It's beautiful GPMS, and for all the people that have no housing, I'm telling them that with GPMS they can have any kind of the model they desire, and will be not a problem to be provided to them.
Yeah, with that, what occurs is the people, everything, all of the infrastructure on Earth would not exist if it wasn't for all of you contributing time, money, even investments towards it. So what it does, it technically makes you an owner of everything on Earth, meaning you own the car manufacturers. So you're not, if you need a car, each one on Earth, you're not going to buy it from yourself, just to put it that way. And with housing and with all of these things, everything is free because you are also an owner of you are a joint shareholder owner of all these resources. And this is prevalent throughout all of the necessary infrastructure on Earth at this time. You are a shareholder in every airplane, if you will. And because of that, you can travel anywhere around the world freely as well in an airplane once we have the majority consent. And this is the technical but lawful shareholder status of all of these things that were built. But importantly, it is the majority shareholder status to create money unlimitedly to do all of the good and moral things with. And, one of the greatest things to do, first thing is, one of the greatest moral things is to eradicate the classes of society, eradicate poverty, which it does. And the way you do this, all of those impoverished right now, they receive each one, every child, woman, and man, the same comfortable money. And they are all uplifted into joy and sharing and a compassionate world, away from this present psychopathic, savage, cruel, wicked, evil world. So again, it's in reality, humanity are the shareholders of everything ever built. You all contribute to it, in either in labor, as I said, through taxes, through money that you had invested, everything, even your pensions for wherever you worked at, were part of, in the financial markets, in the world trade. This gave you also the status of a worldwide shareholder because of this, because it was your money that went into creating this world. But then you had some bad monsters, if you will, that wanted to impoverish other countries and make themselves, the government, the dark ones, make themselves great again at the expense of the entire world. Those are the ones that do that kind of thing does not go forward. So again, in reality, everyone owns and shares in everything, entire, including the entire land. You are all custodians and shareholders of this worldwide. And yes, each one is entitled to, let's say, their own parcel of land, which is mutually respected by everyone else, because everyone else will have their own parcel. And when you look currently worldwide at about 19% of the world being in the moderate temperature zones being inhabitable because it's mostly desert and rock. Well, with all of the technology that is released instantly upon the implementation of GPMS, you make these deserts, if you want, very quickly into lush rainforests. The aquifers of water is within Gaia everywhere underneath. These are aquifers accessed. There are underground rivers, there's underground oceans, underground lakes. It's all around the world. And as ones of you will know how much water is actually inside Earth, you'll watch some of these unprecedented floodings where it's actually coming as well from up underneath the ground. And but nevertheless, I'll stop there if anyone else has a question or comment.
A little bit from the perspective of a mother, I would say with GPMS, the children will have a
Sister Beatrice, if you can hear us, you cut out. Your video stopped for a moment. We'll wait till Sister Beatrice comes back. I got something else I'll speak about until she returns. She's sitting in her car. She just didn't make it quite home yet. She had to go to the airport. So, one thing we're speaking about, and this is coming up more importantly as a theme for GPMS, is law, the divine law. And what I share with others right now, I am in the process of redoing the divine law page. It is time now to make it more exact and more concrete and more what is the word, more clear with it, if you will, to what it is and what divine law is. And it'll be written out, and of course all of the supporting unalienable rights, which are actually the principle uh, for human rights that everyone will enjoy, and of course the principle of do no harm, which is the foundation as well for the divine law. Also, at this point in time, everyone needs to realize, and I'll just go through this quickly, that there is, with what you would call international law, and let's say the International Criminal Court of Justice, the World Court, none of they can sit there all day with international law and with their court, and what they can do is pass verdicts upon individual nations and individuals that they are guilty. They will prosecute them as guilty, but that is as far as they can go. They cannot do any enforcement. And this is one of the biggest problems on earth. Even though you have all of these treaties, Nuremberg codes, and what have you, it was the inability for anyone to actually enforce any international law. And where that exists, this tells you the current structures of law worldwide are unable to establish any moral sense of order. However, divine law, which is a just law, which is absolute and true, does do it. It eliminates all criminal activity for the simple reason it takes away the incentives that incite crime. So, also with this, I wanted to go to within any country, there are the constitutions that say you have rights, but I'll use Austria for an example. If anyone in Austria has what is considered their human rights violated, they can take their complaint to the Constitutional Court in Austria. The Constitutional Court will have a hearing and do a ruling on it. And if they say, yes, it was a violation, the ones that are to enforce it is the justice system, the legal system of Austria itself. But what occurs when that actual legal system of Austria is corrupt itself? There is no enforcement. And you're going to find this prevalently worldwide, no matter what country you were in, trying to get justice. There was no avenue because the whole system is designed to go back to the enforcement, which is actually corrupt itself. So it's all a trick and a guise that is perpetrated upon humanity, thinking you have human rights and all of these rights. But the truth is, no, it is all a lie, and everyone is at the mercy of the artificial man made laws worldwide. That even if the International Court wanted to do something great, it could not enforce it. Now, also, when you look at what occurred with Israel, US, Iran, and Palestine, what occurred there with many civilians, women, and children being killed in Palestine, and what over 125 countries said worldwide that it was mass genocide and it had to stop. You even had, I believe, 4 judges in the International Court that was also continuing to investigate, to prosecute the U.S. for its involvement and at supplying the money for war and much more, and its contribution to what is considered a very serious genocide, crimes against humanity, and much more. What you had was the Trump regime making sanctions against these judges. You also had over 125 nations, countries worldwide telling the U.S. what you are doing is wrong. Yet, look what happened. It shows you there is no enforcement with this current system of legal systems worldwide. It's not law at all, and it doesn't do justice. And these things with war crimes, again, I believe we spoke about that earlier. With GPMS, the heaven on earth, there is no such thing as war. It's absolute peace. There is nothing to fight for. And these are part of the realizations that are coming up worldwide now. In the United States, very quickly, you are seeing so many, I am seeing, and I know others are, so many supporters of Trump that are actually waking up and saying, what are we supporting with all of this genocide, warmongering, and throwing Mexican aliens out of the country? That is very sick and unacceptable behavior. If Trump, if you will, was with good intent, he would recognize the problem. Why are the Mexicans leaving Mexico? Well, the real problem is because of the beast system worldwide and all of the corruption. So the solution is simply gpms.world for every nation to endorse and support. It is the ultimate solution. Then you don't have Mexicans needing to leave their beautiful Mexico, which they love, to try to make money to support their families. And, with this, it's the total opposite of love thy neighbor. And it's very ridiculous with the ICE movements, the brutality, what is going on. But the beauty of it is that more and more American people are waking up and seeing the insanity and the abuse of all of this. And they are standing up to take measures against it to end it. It's not humane. It is psychotic, and it is savage, and it is wicked, and it is evil. And it is sad that it would take so much harm inflicted upon so many to see the truth, but that's what it took in this time. Going back to the reason that Father God flooded the world with Noah, and everyone knows that it was a huge flood. It's prevalent throughout belief systems as well, and the evidence supports it. But the world had become wicked, had become evil. And the same thing is occurring again now. So many wicked people supporting a beast system that is killing so many daily all around the world. People, what are you doing? What are you supporting? It is absolutely sick and preposterous when you have the choice to do the right thing and to support Divine-gpms.world and help gather all of these consents so that we can bring into law this full solution worldwide for everyone. So we're doing it. It's taken a while, and how many must die before they realize the simple solution? I can't tell you that, but what we're seeing, the deaths are increasing more and more every day. And I'll stop there. Anyone else wish to add or comment after Sister Beatrice?
Yeah, my phone it's coming very hot. I do not know why, because it's even not sun here. But anyway, this is the reason that I was disconnected. I'm so sorry for that. What I wanted to say is that from the perspective of a parent, would you wish for your child to have everything necessary, and do not even think if you can pay everything that your child wants? So this is GPMS. This is GPMS, and GPMS offers everything for children. Such a beautiful life and everything. And for example, when I was this morning to the airport and I saw my son that will pass again through the radiation system, just to be verified for arms or something like that, maybe invoke the so invoke security. I said, oh my God, again, these planes, all technology that it's never secure enough, and much more than that, all this technology of radiation that is giving nothing good to him, and all the 5G around and everything. So if the parents want to stop all these things and to have for their children pure air, pure water, and good developed technology and the good technology for everyone on earth, and especially for the children and everything. So they have to come with divine-gpms.world, because even that right now through the United States some good technology enter, we have to pay that, to pay with the money inside of the darkness system. And many people cannot afford to pay that. They cannot afford to pay their daily life, how to pay also the technology that is coming. And much more important, I know in the United States they are speaking for about a sort of energy and generators that will be new but still not the free energy. So the free energy, it's not allowed to come yet, but who is keeping that do not be allowed to come that. We can pass with GPMS directly on the free energy. We do not need to wait or to have another paid technology, paid by us technology inside of the darkness system where the money are not enough for living. Many are struggling with food and housing and everything, and practically on top of that to try to pay some technology coming, but at the same time the technology used is still not free energy. Why we do need to pass through so many step by step their approach chosen by white hats when we can get directly inside of the free energy with GPMS, and the generators and everything will be free for everyone given. So if really we have so many groups that they want clean water, and they are making tests and they are making try to make progress inside of the actual system. We have so many groups trying to stop chemtrails. We have so many groups trying to bring the new technology forward, but they are still with their mind inside of a sort of business that they are saying, okay, if I can put my hand on this new technology given to the people for a price, but with GPMS, there is no price and there is no reason for these people to have business and for all the people to pay the new technology, because with GPMS, everything, all this new technology is given. It's for free and it is ours. Everything that we need just to develop the factory and to start to make that, nothing else. And we do not need approval of nobody on earth to start to do that. And we can have the patent and everything. So this is why my understanding, it's like the people, the group of the freedoms, they are looking from another perspective, but they need to change their perspective and to start to see that their what they desire to do, what they want to have, it pass through the implementation of divine law, do no harm. Then from there we start everything. Because we are still not united. So we are inside of the freedom movement, but we are still not united. Because they are still with their mind on the artificial laws and business and everything. They just detach from the business idea, don't do business, try to help each other, coming from heart, then you start to realize that GPMS is the only way. I would like also to hear Dave, Lodi, Everson, everyone that is Agnes, that it is on this meeting today. And thank you so much for letting me to speak.
Can I talk?
Sure.
Well, I was trying to talk with people. I think there's not connected. There no connection. The idea of God, of Father, Mother, the Creator. This is so beautiful, but this is not real for them, I think. They can't see, they can't relate. God is in the heaven, is far away from me, and I'm living reality. And reality is hard, and I have to pay my bills. Uh, this is because I can't even ask, well, if God comes to you and offers something, anything you want, don't you accept? But wow, yes, but yes, you were talking a few moments ago. Uh, they don't. They connect. There are things separated. And beautiful, and reality, hard reality. I think this is very disconnected, separated.
Yes, you are right. There is still not unity. There is something that the people started to hear and started to understand, but they are still attached to the old. This is the reason. So to come together, it's by the end is not so hard, but need somebody all the time to start, like a starter, be the starter, and they will come. One day they will come. I had a very beautiful experience here when I needed help. First of all, I said, I do not know if I'll have all the money necessary for what I need to do, and I have to do that. And I found around people that they were not, their first interest were not on the money, even that they had not money enough too. Um, then I was like, I said, oh my God, this is coming from a very high dimension. So they were in a very high state of love and everything. When they did that, practically they forgot a little bit about the peace system, money and everything, and they wanted from their heart to help. And this was keeping me a little bit on the true realization that GPMS is happening, even that they are still not yet on GPMS, not taking the 2 minutes to come with GPMS, but in reality, GPMS is happening when we are able to see that. After that, for sure, to realize what you need to do, you still need to put some money down. But if you still do not have enough or something like, there is still a separation. So after that, we realize a little bit the money problem, where the division a little bit may start, but we were able to get through. And by the end, we're coming together like in a round table, and we started to say, we are not here to profit so you are not here to profit from my help. I'm not here to profit from nothing that you can offer or something like. So the point is to solve the situation by the end and help each other. So I already partial was leaving GPMS, and I was realizing that even on this beast system is still possible. So when the people open their heart, it's just enough. It's just simple like that, and nothing more than that. And we had true moment, when GPMS was here on the land, even that it's not implemented yet. And I was recognizing that. And I tried to tell them, oh, it's just amazing because you wanted to help from the heart. And the answer was, I helped many before. So it was an impact to me so strong, because I am putting hours and hours, and I forgot the number of hours, and I do not need to count them for years and years, just hoping that the world will change and we can come together on this do no harm way. And when you find others that they have no idea about GPMS, and even that you are speaking, they still do not believe that this word may exist, or they are asking where this word exists. But in reality, everything that is happening through the activities and everything started to be GPMS, and you discovered the GPMS because you understand what GPMS is, I said, oh my God, so God is here, it's real, GPMS is here, it's happening, even that we have not yet the implementation, and we are able to surpass even through the B system and try to unite and help each other. Wow, this is just amazing.
Yes, and what I'm trying to do in my job, my work, I'm trying to change the things. I'm not using any more patterns, behavior, mechanical behavior. I'm talking one-to-one. I'm your friend. I'm here. I want to know, to talk, to interact with people, and change the mechanical behavior. A doctor, patient, no, no, no. I'm your friend. I'm here to assist you, and it's very positive. But even this way, it's hard to. Yes, God is here. Is here. You can change your reality as if you want to. I'm trying to do this every day, but it's hard because it's very positive because many people we have no restrictions to talk one another. It's very positive, but still it's one by one. It's a little progress.
Yes, exactly, and yeah, this is changing every day, and practically to come together after some small experience will be not so hard by the end, because making a good experience, even that you had some harmful experience in the past, making a good experience after all that, it's about healing, and it's about trust, and this experience remains somewhere, and it's coming on such way that is giving hope for another one. So, and this might happen with another one, with another one, with another one, why not? So it's just beautiful that it's happening. And worldwide community GPMS needs to gather on worldwide meetings and to start to speak about the this relationship and everything, because we are offering also all the time information for free. And as you are saying, as a dentist, as a doctor and everything, when you give them the true information, they are able to be real helped. You are not giving the information that we found necessary on the B system. So we try to surpass this system and to find the true information, to give them the true information, then the people will start to feel better. So even with no background, because my background is strong, but in another area, and I have no background on medicine and everything, but with no background, but having, since I was born, having natural products as experience and everything, so healing on this way, to me, it's very easy to tell to the people and my understanding over the things. And if they start to, when they start to apply that, they feel improvement. So to me, it's extremely easy. And why not giving to everyone the possibility to choose and to tell them this is the best system that you finally cannot find solution for your healing, and this is the correct way. And if you want to advance more, please come on GPMS community, and from there, if you need an advice, you can find, because we have experts, but in the right and the good direction. So this is the way, and this is the real way. And practically for Rick also to start to be looking a little bit on the website GPMS community, and we need to add more people on healing and everything, that practically the true ones that wants to start right now to get out from the big pharma and everything can found resources for them to tell them like a general advice, even that they are not doctors or something like. It's general discussion and about to see another perspective and to find another way. So this has to start, because this is bringing not only hope, but this is bringing trust. And when the people are not necessarily paying the fees of practitioner, they start to see the difference, because many people, they need healing, but they have no money even for the natural products, because everything is very expensive. So minimum, give them the advice to what they need to consume as products and everything. And if they have few money, to be able to pay directly the natural products, or exactly what it is necessary for them to start to heal. When they start to heal, they will come with a smile towards you. And from there, they generate such a good energy, and they will want also to help. And some of them, they are helpers. So from there, we start to gather on this way. And yes, worldwide, why not?
Yes, it's very positive to be true, to talk, no lies, no, be direct. It's a very positive thing.
Yeah.
Very, feeling
It
good.
is excellent that you put your skill on this direction, especially as professional and everything. It is absolutely excellent, because inside of all profession, we have the BIS system, and this is not helping the people. And the people trust on others that they are not considered as professional today. It's not so high. So when they found professional telling them that there is another correct way, they start to open more and to have more trust. And from there, they may try the way.
Yeah.
So this is extremely important for the professional to start to speak out the truth.
Yes.
Yeah, it's, as I said also in a meeting, that as professional on microeconomy, I said you do not need a professional. When you have implemented the universal laws, do no harm on earth, you do not need professional on microeconomy for the economy to work well. This will be just amazing for everyone, and everybody will be much richer, like a king and queen. So it is because of the way, it is because of the God way that we are keeping, and everything that is positive. And you do not need this kind of experts. Even I will not, I do not need to profess on that way for the economy to work. So the people can find their way by themselves. It's just amazing, just having the correct law in place worldwide, and nothing that. And on the people hard to recognize the law, then they will start to think a little bit, my action does harm somebody, yes or not. If my action harms nobody, but my neighbor started to smile, another one that I feel it's like I never saw him or her before, but started to smile, and everybody is so happy and everything. So by there, I know that I'm not doing harm. So it's asking yourself, and having in exchange this good energy and everything. This is just a great change. And living a little bit far from the big cities, when I enter on the cities, to me it's like, and I know everything as freedom fighter, I know about the 50-minute cities, and I do understand what is that. Then the people were captured on the big cities and everything, just to have everything around and to be controlled and everything. So and even my son said, but mom, we have a lot of land in Canada. Why the people are only living there? And I said, because it is the darkness system. It was the 50-minute cities. This is the reason. And the people that have no access to the resources, it's all the time the government that give them some access or not, and practically invoke the so-called jobs to be near the big cities and everything, because they do not want still to develop the good factories with the new technology coming and everything. And so my son, to only 14 years old, started to realize that his school is inside of the beast system and he needs something else. And right now he has also on the vocabulary inserted matrix. We have to get out of the matrix. And he found friends in the United States and family that is more like him, to get out of the matrix and recognize some teacher of English teacher that they have evil inside because they promoted some books that are a part of the evil system. This is just amazing. So Rick, this is the revolution of the children. This is part of the revolution of the children when they will rise up and they will destroy the darkness programming inside of the school. It's just amazing. This is happening too. So GPMS is happening, Rick. It's happening to the micro level. Micro level, you just unite this micro that become a big one, united one and nothing else.
Yeah, yes, energetically it's rippling out and it is creating the effects. And, you know, one of our first indications of that was with Thailand, when it was going forward so quickly and it was bringing community, bringing so many together with all organic products, healing modalities, and to keep it short, one came in with a free energy device that you can charge your phone or things with it, and others did not even know that there was such a thing as free energy. But this showed, you know, the paradigm shift in giving that information out through so many of that collective consciousness there in Thailand. It was a beautiful example of it. Sister Agnes, I think, had her wanted to speak if you two were finished, and I'll come in later. I have a couple things to say, but I wish to, yes, hear Brother Dave. It's great to have you back, Sister Lodi, and Agnes, and others as well, if we may. Thank you. And
Thank
anyone put
you.
up your hand, please, when you're ready to speak. Then that way we can see it and we know and we're not just rambling on. Thank you.
Thank you very much for sharing. And what I would like to add is that from my observation and talking with people is that the biggest challenge is that the people don't even know their rights. And I'm so thankful about the last I printed out about the page about the true and just law, and very simple version. Thank you very much, because even in English I can understand it very well and it's very clear. So when I talk with people about this, so, and also people which have to do with the court like me, like I also, I'm so surprised that how much pressure the courts put on people that they even don't know what's their right is, and just so when I hear this now, I just was thinking about what can I do more to put the information, or just to waken the people just to ask themselves what's the right is. And also one very important thing is for me just to know that everyone who is still in this old system supporting this criminal and corrupt system. So what they've done and what they do and everything. And I mean, every judge, every lawyer should know this page, and everywhere. So even Germany and everywhere, and not be silent and speak about it. And if they have questions, just maybe I'll look here. And so these are just two things as that I can't
do things in this old system, because my heart say, no, I can't do it. What I know, what they did and what they do, it's impossible. It's impossible for me. And I see everyday people on the street, and it's not normal. It's crazy. We have enough rooms for live. We have enough food. We have enough people which can teach children and work with them. Some of them, they have jobs and a little bit money, but they think that's, oh, okay, I have it, and doesn't matter the another one, it's their problem. It isn't, because we bring it forth. The children which came, they are traumatized. It's from generation to generation. It is given and given and given, and it's so. I just had today, I make pictures of this just for me, for documentation of if someone met me and would say, oh, where do we see it like this? So I have this picture of this people. I mean, not that you see the face, but I see what's on the street, and it's ridiculous what I see. Yeah. So so the rights of the people, to bring it more public for everyone, that the people even think about it, just yeah, and not think that's normal where we live. It's not normal. It's crazy where we live now. So I'm sorry, I just want to say this one, and thank you very much for this page, and yeah, for sharing, and thank you very much.
Dave, Lodi. Yes, Lodi. Or Dave.
Hi, good
Hi.
evening, everyone, and thank you for this opportunity. I would just like to share that with the social media, especially on YouTube, I have been seeing some videos. Just earlier this day, I have watched a channeled message from Astar Command, and he is basically explaining what is the future of the financial system in this coming new earth, and he is describing it as what I am perceiving with the GPMS divine plan is expecting for the future of humanity. And also with some vloggers, I've been hearing from them that they are also describing what we are expecting, or what kind of lifestyle we will be experiencing in the next few years to come. So with those videos and messages, I am very, very sure that the divine plan is definitely, it's inevitable, and it's, yes, it's true what you have said, Sister Beatrice, that it's happening really. That's all I can share. And also, I'm I'm off camera because I am multitasking with the registration encoding in the website. Thank you.
Thank you so much. It's so great that I can see you and I can hear you. Thank you so much to be here. Yes, Dave.
I just wanted to tie together two things. Sister Agnes mentioned the rights. A lot of people can't really figure that out. Basically, everybody has the rights to life, liberty, and property. And so that's kind of a leap for a lot of people just to understand that. And the second thing I want to draw together is Brother Rick's reference to the rights of resources, which again is a logical concept. When you're born to this planet, you are also given the necessary means to survive on this planet. And so what I want to tie together is that this represents a paradigm shift for the old world. Definitely a paradigm shift for the ones who are manipulating the old world because they don't want it. But even for the average person, they're just going along living their life. Some of them are lucky enough to have the means to survive, and other ones live in a tent city, for example. But the fact remains that we're talking about a paradigm shift because we're not used to claiming rights or claiming a portion of the resources of the earth, etc. So the reason I'm bringing that up is because the difference between this paradigm shift and the old world is just the cognitive realization within the average human mind. It's just a simple acceptance and response to move into that new framework. And so while that's a simple task, is to move from here to here, it still remains rather difficult because of the programming that we've been subject to over the last 150, 250 or further years. The only other thing that needs to be mentioned within the realm of receiving a portion of the resources on the planet, again, is a paradigm shift, is self-responsibility. When a person is being pushed to the wall and both mother and father have to work to make ends meet, which is an aspect of the old world, and then you move to the new earth where you actually are given a portion of the earth's resources, the corollary to that is to accept also self-responsibility. In other words, now all of a sudden we have access to 15 Lamborghinis. Well, we don't need 15 Lamborghinis. Some people want one, that's fine. So I'm just trying to put an example out there that everything we're talking about is a paradigm shift. And that shift can happen very easily within the mind, but the only thing standing in the way is the understanding and then acceptance of this shift. And that remains to be a holdback for a lot of the people as they not ignore, it's too big a leap. But as things decay in the old society, then once they find out that this is simply just a shift within their cognitive here and now realization, then it becomes a lot easier. And it's as simple as that. It doesn't have to be any more complicated. The good example to that is truth versus falsehood. Everything we're talking about boils down to truth versus falsehood. The falsehood we're dealing with has trillions of dollars of propaganda and stories behind it. The truth is extremely simple. And again, there's a shift to move away from the falsehood and the trillions of dollars of propaganda and simply reside with the truth for a change once and for all and forever. So that's pretty much what I wanted to wrap together there. Thank you.
Yeah, it's just amazing. Thank you so much. It's beautiful. Of everything that everyone said today is just amazing. So we all recognize united that we need GPMS now, and even that is like to be fully implemented for everyone, that everyone will be helped and will have enough. But at the same time, even that we have only 304,000 at this time, GPMS, it's still happening. It's made by the people that they still do not know nothing about GPMS yet. So we are to the point just to unite and nothing else, and to pass through a mass information, and just to have the enough number. Then from there, everybody on Earth will have everything needed, and it's just amazing. It's beautiful. I do not know how much time we spent, so probably 1 hour and 30 minutes, Rick. So if somebody has still something to say about today, about everything that is happening on Earth.
Yeah, does brother have Mukhail from India? If he has anything to say, yet it's been a few weeks since we had the meeting with the India group, and truly I anticipated to see consents coming in very appreciable. One thing I did not anticipate was seeing no new consents in the last 2 weeks. And again, so Brother Mughal, do you have anything you wish to say? And if you do, brother, put up your hand if you decide to give us an update on India. And if I may, I'll take a liberty of just saying a few more things right now while we're waiting. And anyone else, if you have something to say, please just put up your hand with the through the react button you can find to put up your hand if you wish to speak. What I wish to say, a brother has reached out from Nigeria, a reverend. I was very happy. I had a quick call with him, Brother Desmond. He has joined the Guardian group on Telegram as a Guardian representative, and he will be in the process of giving it GPMS to his congregation and people. Now, this is significant as a micro example of, let's say in this case, I believe Christian church. And again, why it's so important. And I'll go to what Brother Dave was saying within, religion, within the belief of God worldwide, it's about 77%. And again, ingrained within the faith is the promise for this time, meaning that, 3/4 of the world's population knew that this time was coming, and they also knew that the signs would precede it at least. And there is that cognitive dissonance that is still there within the major faiths at not identifying quickly, putting the two dots, 2 and 2 together, and the two are the end times prophecy, what comes next, but not seeing that it's already here, that it has overlapped, which is GPMS.world. It is the promise, it is the new covenant, it is the deliverance, it's the new earth, it is everything, and it is here. But there is yet that cognitive dissonance between ones in their faith and the actuality that the new world is here, GPMS.world. And however, having said this, I believe at any moment, boom, that can create a flashpoint. So I'm very, we're watching this with utmost patience, of course, what we've had over the last several years. But again, it's inevitable. And I just looked at the panel here, and again, there is not a representative from the United States. And with all that turmoil, if you will, there are so many good divine ones in the US. And, I'm saying at least when I go and I look at the old election results, and when I saw that time back in 2016, where almost half of the eligible voters in the US did not vote at all, that was a very important message to show that almost half of the American population did not support any form of politics or government. Where are they? This is the thing. We should have had out of 140 million people, you would think that you would have some of these souls right here and now. However, it will come. But these are, the numbers. So when we began gpms.world, when Father and told I to begin it, my anticipation was I was divinely told to look at, all right, how many believe in God worldwide, which was about 77%. And of course, Romania, Father said the Orthodox Christianity was perhaps the closest to get in alignment with GPMS. And yet here I am here, and we still only have about 400 Romanians yet that have consented with this. So, there's so many variables worldwide with this, but at any moment, they've got to get that eureka moment, and that gap of cognitive dissonance, boom, it vanishes. And this is the virality with GPMS. But the thing is, when is that moment? And right at this point, with the thing with a communion with Father, it's not really ever an exact date when it does occur. But again, the new time frame is by December 31st this year. But again, let's see what occurs. And it cannot be very much longer. Another point, what I wish to bring in here, is that also I was guided by Father the other day just to do a statistical view on leadership worldwide. And what I quickly found is that 10% of the world, 10% of the population are natural leaders. And again, when you look at that huge number, that would be 800 million. Where are they? Why are they not here? Why is there so many vacant seats yet? So that's and however, also more importantly, all right, when we have the 10% or more natural leaders all together as one body, this also shows that you don't need all of the masses awakened. You only need this magical small number of what I say is actually about 6,000. And yes, it's a small number, yet we only have 7 individuals here right at this time. And yes, things can change in the blink of an eye and overnight. So my recent direction, again by Father, and it has been for the last several months, is to reach out to the Christian communities directly, again to the churches. And so that is what I'm currently working on when I can. I wish to say, and share with everyone, I'm incredibly busy with many things, and particularly with the divine law, getting it, as I mentioned earlier, getting it streamlined and refined for the simple understanding by one. And, this is the way that law is supposed to be, that one doesn't need a lawyer or a law book in their back pocket, and really they don't need anything written because it's all in the heart. When you are moral, when you're morally corrupt, yeah, you needed something written as a guideline. But that is all being left in the past. And again, with the new GPMS, you don't really need any written laws, any constitution, any of that foolishness, because you don't have the evil in that world. And evil is not created in this heaven on earth we're creating. So yeah, I put out what Sister Agnes was referring to, which is a very simple and thought-provoking statement for ones that when they're awakening, and what that was is true and just law does not need to be fought against. So the moment that anyone has to go to court or to fight, if you will, it's showing that it is not working, meaning that there should not be any reason for anyone to go to court if the laws were just and working. And I like to just keep it that simple, not with any debate on it, but for ones just to consider that, to show that this current system of man-made laws is not working. It has to be replaced. And gpms.world with the simplified divine law does just that. One more thing with ones that are, we're hearing more reports as we go forward. I think I'll take like one of the convoy ones in Canada, how they began to collect funds, but let's say the government shut down their bank accounts and all of this. But more distinctly and right to the point, what everyone needs to know worldwide, that you're right, you have the right to subsistence, with subsistence, which means you have the right to have enough income to survive with your basic needs at least. And also part of this right is that any government worldwide has the direct duty of care and the moral obligation to support that if you can't. And what this means, if any government cuts you off from any sort of funding, that is absolutely evil and unlawful. No government can deprive anyone of any money. If they do so, it is a very unlawful act. And I bring this point up because ones need to know if that is part of what was stopping you from speaking out the truth, that you're afraid if you're getting a pension or something that would be cut off. What I need to say is no. If they do cut it off, then you just have more evidence to share with many more. Look what the government is actually doing here. This is unlawful. It's against even more rights. And for the one that speaks up, have no fear, because you might be getting a pension. The government may cut it off, if you will, but I doubt that very much because it implicates and incriminates the government even further. But let's say if they did, you're always provided for when you believe in God, and you will see the miraculous universal flow that will come in just to give you what you need. You don't get greedy with it. You just know in this temporary transitioning time that you will have what you need, and you'll begin to learn how divinity, how God is very real through the miraculous divine support that you get when you trust. Manifestation is very real. However, it takes the faith and the trust in God to enhance it and to empower it. So the thing is, in this great time, you are divinely rewarded when you stand up and you speak. Do not allow fears from the beast system at taking your money away, if you will. Because again, if they do that, it only gives you more evidence to share widely to show, that the government's has to go. So the more that has this, again, the more then we create the new world. But you need to speak up as well, and do not allow these injustices. Do not accept them. Make a stand. You don't get angry. You don't get aggressive. You come from the state of common sense, a sternness without becoming aggressive, and presenting the facts. And with that, what is so beautiful, what is emerging is to use AI as a tool. And this is very important. Don't use it as an idol, but it's a very valuable tool that is being enhanced, especially in the lawful areas as well. And it is becoming more and more accessible that one's in this nice while, in this temporary time, can access more and more lawful information to substantiate your case, to say, no, what you're doing is unlawful. With the lawyers, what I will say, in the beast system, the lawyers are all trained to identify inconsistencies and what is unlawful and what is illegal. Having said this, any lawyers that are still in the corrupt system, that are not assisting their clients in actually getting wins, they are not genuine with this. And what you are finding worldwide is that the lawyers that do begin to go into their divinity, they quickly are disheveled out from the legal system, or they leave on their own accord. And we are seeing more and more of this, and not only within the lawyers, because they realize what has occurred, that the entire legal system worldwide is corrupt and is actually illegal itself. But not only with that, you are seeing in military, within police worldwide, once constantly stepping away from what you would call, used to be a civil servant position to uphold and protect. But what these ones are finding out is that no, it's actually the opposite. So when the police and the military sees actually what is going on, many of them are leaving those positions as well, because morally they cannot support what is absolutely wrong, and consciously they can't support it. And it's so any other questions? I rambled on quite a bit there, but I got through everything I had written. That's great news. Woo! Anybody got any other questions or comments or additions? Thank you.
Rika, as I said also before the meeting, thank you so much to be here on Earth for us, because we needed what is called self-governance, self-determination, whatever the word is needed for the people to understand that. Even that, like the Father God, or we have also yourself, that could also give us guidance when something is not working on everything, but the people start to feel much, much better and empowered when they have the real right to choose, because they do not have a structure above, an impossible one, a darkness one, and do not be able to break through and all the time to stop their good action. So thank you so much for absolutely everything that you are doing. Some in the past, they tried to do that. They never succeeded, and I know that. But at this time, with divine times and your specific mission, we will be able to pass through. And for the first time on Earth, we'll be able to have what is called self-determination, and for the people to be able to live with do no harm, because if there is no ascension, there is no possibility to live with do no harm. So through the ascension and also the other mission as GPMS, we are able to make everything that it is necessary for everybody on Earth to believing on the way of the real God, that it's God is love, God is eternity, God it is infinity. This God, not other God that some Bible recognize or the darkness recognize. So thank you so much. And with every meeting that we advance, it's something magic that is happening. And I let all the people know that in a small tornado here, when I was thinking that I still need to cover a part of the roof or something like, and it was not supposed during the tornado to put the ladder or something like, but I just thinking, please God, give me a few seconds, then I'll be there and I'll be doing the stuff. The weather calmed down. Then I was able to do everything. So this is how the divinity is working. And after that, the tornado started, but nothing happened. So it's giving you exactly what it is necessary to pass through and do not be harmed. So at this time, it doesn't matter the weather. I have no fear because I know God will allow me to find a way. And this is magic. It's beautiful.
Absolutely. Thank you, sister. Even though I am who I say I am, all of you are divine brothers and sisters as well, and it takes us all to do this. It's no good just for I to continuously stand and no one else do anything. That's not the way, and it's not what it's about. We're all here to liberate, yes, save humanity, and we have the vehicle to do it. But the only way to do that is to gather, as we're doing, all of the other divine brothers and sisters that have received that same message. You are to gather and unite and to do this for the people worldwide. And again, that's everyone needs to step into their own full divine dignity and what they came here to do, and to stand together as one unified force, voice, to change this for all. And we don't need, as I said, we don't need the masses. We only need the right ones. And when you look at perhaps worldwide with about 200 leaders, and I love using this example, you have 200 nefarious leaders, most of them anyway. They're not aligned with peace on earth and abundance. But once we have within GPMS, if we have 200 or 250 standing shoulder to shoulder to put this out to the world, all of these divine leaders, you have already also won at that point, because the current beast system cannot compare and give humanity what GPMS does, the full emancipation into liberty and wealth and joy. And so the beast system and the world leaders of that political arena can't do it because their intent is not to do it. If these world leaders had the intent to assist humanity, they would have already did GPMS. So where they have not created that world, it shows their intent is not to do it, and that it is not the way. It takes all of us, and we come from, let's say, many walks of life to do this. And what I wish to say, all of you were incarnated here for this very time. Nothing is by chance, and nothing is random. And this overall great awakening certainly was not by random, as everyone is seeing. So again, it takes all of us, and I'm so grateful to stand with shoulder to shoulder all of you here today. And I'll be even so much more grateful to stand when we have perhaps 200, but maybe we don't even need that. It can go viral overnight from to 7 here to 1,000. But the thing is, it doesn't matter how many numbers it takes. What's so important is we just keep going forward, remain adamant, remain persistent and consistent in what we're doing, and gathering others to come in. And if you were just to take this, like here today, we're having a worldwide GPMS meeting, which is the absolute solution for humanity. And you say we only have 7 on here. And when you look at that, how long will it take? Well, again, what I always love to say, ones should not underestimate the power of God. And again, one example in the background now, the worldwide devastation that is making so many think, and bringing them closer to the eureka moment of breaking through and finally realizing how wrong the current system is. So we are doing it. A quick thing with Austria. We have placed liens, Sister Nya. However, with I in what we're doing, she had placed a $1 trillion lien against the Republic of Austria to immediately begin to set up a trust fund to prepare for compensating, let's say, mostly the mothers and children because of the criminal Austria system, to set that up as a form of recompense. However, no response directly on that yet. And another lien was also put against the Republic of Austria's insurance companies. And the reason this was done as well is that was for 1.5 trillion euros. And this is to compensate for harm already that has occurred psychologically for the most part, but also where it's immeasurable, it also needs to be paid in this now, the full amount, because of any traumatic experience, if you will, as ones know that it could take years and years for ones to get over that psychological stress in the past. But the thing is, it's immeasurable, it's incalculable, but also where the old system, if you will, now this is getting kind of cross-wired, and I wish to keep it as clear as possible. The old system, the insurance agents of the civil servants in Austria, they are liable for any of the mistakes that are made by the civil servants. So what this means is that the insurance companies have to be accountable and liable to begin to pay this for Cisternia, but also to begin to take away the insurance of these named perpetrators she has, and to take, because the insurance company cannot legally nor lawfully insure professionals that are criminals, for the simple reason, without getting into all of the artificial laws why. So what this means, especially in Sister Nya's case, um, what this means is the child services, the ones that were acting there, their insurance has to be canceled and revoked. And without insurance, they cannot operate in they cannot operate in a profession. So not only them, we have the judge, the same thing, that her insurance has to be revoked, and she'll be unable to operate. and also the psychological evaluator, with the incontestable evidence that we have. Even someone that doesn't even know law, they could just read it and say, this is not right at all. And so the reason I say that is because there is no justification by the insurance system in Austria of the civil servants, nor the Republic of Austria itself. So we have placed these liens, but not only there, a copy has been sent to the International Court of Justice just for their information. We're not asking the International Court to have a trial on it for the simple reason the International Court cannot enforce any of these things. And we're not asking that. The people are the authority that enforces this. The ultimate law worldwide is with the people, and it is the people's moral obligation, duty, and responsibility to ensure justice. So with this, however long it takes, there is not a leg for the Republic of Austria, its legal system, or its insurance to stand on. And again, for one of the reasons we are putting all of this information constantly out publicly, and we are attracting some international attention with this as well. And for ones beginning to do it, wanting to do it themselves because they were unlawfully their children taken, and that's what this is mostly about. However, it's not only their children. I got contacted by an ex-politician in an impoverished country that wishes to know more of the lawful stature of the lien applications. And so I bring this up because it is very significant. It is very serious as well. And it does have very serious implications on breaking the artificial law system and the beast system. So we continue to go forward with this without going into more details with it. However, we do put we do have Zoom meetings, and we do broadcast live to Facebook, the same as we're doing here. So we're doing both. We are educating the people, the public, as well as taking the direct actions and coming from the higher law and unprecedented lawful moves. And it has to be done this way because the entire legal system is null and void, and it is corrupted. There is no justice in here, and you cannot find it within their avenues. It's all rigged. So what you need to do is to come from the higher place of absolute law, which is intermediate to the full divine law. However, it is still an attribute of divine law to get in here, to get justice. And it's not to get justice in the legal system, it is to dissolve all of the injustices that accompany the beast system. To keep it as simple as possible. So in this great time, yes, divine law, the law of God, is being anchored on earth, and this anchoring of divine law has to occur to set the precedent of absolute order. So it is, you have the beast system, you have the divine law aspect now being rippled out worldwide, that then also sets the precedent for the world where no law is required, that everyone is in harmony. So this is a very important transitional step, what is occurring at educating more and also energetically changing reality. And again, the darkness cannot compete, cannot oppose, cannot contend with the absolute law. And there is no defense for them. And that's why we also say it's incontestable, meaning that when you have incontestable evidence, to keep it simple, there is no trial, there is only the sentence. And with this, the only sentence with the Republic of Austria and its legal system, its sentence is to destruct. There is no other choice with it. And it doesn't take a court hearing per se to do it. Truth just is, and truth is that powerful. So it is already imploding itself energetically, and it must. So I'll be putting out more when Sister Nya and I do some updates and on part of the strategy as well that we did with it. But thank you so much for allowing me to take the time to give a little bit of that information here, and the authenticity of it, the credibility of it, the lawful power of it, and how the darkness must comply whenever that may be. Great. Anyone else wish to speak or
Thank you
have
so
any
much.
questions?
Because some people may think why we give to only one case all the attention is because it is extremely representative for everything that is happening, and everyone can come forward with the true stories. Then we care, all of us, each other. So, and we'll start to help each other, and then GPMS happens. So this is the way. And Nia case, it's very, very representative for the reality that the darkness system developed on Earth. Is very representative on. So if somebody wants to add something today more, we are already on 2 hours, I believe, yeah. If not, I may say thank you so much for all the people that participated today, and everyone that shared also GPMS meetings on their social media and are speaking GPMS everywhere in the world. And I would like to see you soon on the meetings. And why not come with us next Sunday? Thank you so much.
Yes, yes, great one, Sister Beatrice. Yes, we need more to join us there. Get the word fanned out quicker, indeed. So with that, thank you, Sister Lodi, as you're doing, being persistent and keep adding the names. It's inevitable, and at some point, we'll get more countries coming in. That's for sure. So it's great to continue with it, and there is no other way, as we know, but going forward. And with every name that you add, it does make an energetic difference. It keeps piling up, if you will, like the straw on the camel's back. There's going to be one of these names you're going to add that's going to crumble. It'll be enough energetic weight that will crumble the old system, if you will, and then many will be able to escape from the camel and see the truth. And it's yeah, that camel thing, that reminds me of what Jesus said. It's very difficult to put a camel through the eye of the needle in reference to how, a very rich one in selfishness and arrogance and what have you cannot get through there because they are so clouded and bloated with the wrong things. But eventually we break its back, the beast's back, and it does occur. Yeah, so that's great. So with that, we'll end on Facebook. I'll end the live stream, and thank you for everyone watching on Facebook as well. And with that, love, light, and gratitude to Facebook and anyone that watches the meeting later. So we'll stop.